going, please?
Yes.
Yeah, please. Thank you, sir.
Your good name, please?
Sir, my name is PURNENDU, SABAR. Basically, I'm from Dharmagod block of Kalanki district.
Just a
I-
just a second. PURNENDU SABAR, right?
Sir,
Okay. Bolliye.
I did my graduation in Government Autonomous College Bhavani, Patna. Before that, I did my schooling from Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya, Narla, Kalahandi. Now I'm preparing for Odisha Civil Service.
Okay. You are employed prior to this?
No, sir. After my graduation, I was doing MSc in Zoology in Utkal University, but I thought I should focus on Odisha Civil Services, so I left that, and now I'm preparing for this exam.
What are your optionals?
So my optionals are.
Are you comfortable or can you remove them? Huh?
Yes, sir.
What are you?
So my optionals are one is geography and another one is psychology.
I see. So what is psychoanalysis?
So psychoanalysis method was Sigmund Freud was using that method to analyze how someone is dreaming and what could be the origins of the dreams.
Okay. What is interpretation of dreams?
So interpretation was like if someone is dreaming about something like animal or other thing, was interpreting about if someone is have apprehension about something, then if he is dreaming about that, he would interpret about that it could be the origins behind that or not.
What is cognitive therapy? Cognitive therapy.
Sir, right now I'm not able to recall that, sir.
Okay. So, what are the major issues in your district, Kalahandi?
It's my district is Kalahandi. So, Kalahandi major issues are in health. In health, sir, we have issues like malnutrition. Then we have issues like in pregnant women, sir, there are issues like they're not taking proper iron in their fooding while they're in pregnant time. And other issues like, sir, we have issues like particularly in highland area of Kalahandi, so that is Lanjigad and Amurampur and some interior areas of Madanpur Rampur, sir. There is issues like in CSE, sir. I think that need to be upgraded as. And in my opinion, sir, I think as Kalahandi is having a bigger geographical area, sir. It is 71 kilometers at Amurampur, which is one of the most backward region of Kalahandi. That area, so Amurampur is around 71 kilometers from Bhavani Patna, sir. I think, sir, in my opinion, in particularly this highland areas of Kalahandi, sir, that is Amurampur and those regions, there are, sir, mostly tribal dominated area of Kalahandi, and those areas are having problems like malnutrition, poverty and other things. So in my opinion, sir, that those areas should be formed different subdivisions, sir.
Okay.
As it is already far from the main district hospitals, sir. So I think we need to upgrade the CSE of Thamurampur, sir, to any subdivisionals.
Okay. Putnendu, now the climate change and extreme weather events we are talking about as a consequence of the climate change.
Sir.
It is taking all over. It is taking place all over the world, isn't it?
Sir.
Across the countries.
Across the
We keep reading it in the papers also.
Sir.
Can you say some of the evidence of climate change across the countries? Say America and other places.
Yes, sir. In Americas, we see heat dome. It was in areas like Western America.
Yes.
Where we saw temperature rising. It was about more
which
than
is unusual in cold.
Unusual in areas like Canada and Western USA.
Very good. One is the heat wave. We don't expect heat waves in places like that.
Like that. And in Europe also we saw heat wave like in Europe, France and Paris and other areas.
Which is very, very unusual.
Sir, it was very unusual.
So this is clear evidence of. What are the other climate change evidences?
Sir, it is believed that, sir, because of climate change.
No. What are the other events like?
Other events like, sir,
we are talking about
frequent cyclone in Bay of Bengal, sir. It is in like Foni and Amphan, sir. It was in early summers, which is unusual, sir. It was after around 40 years, sir. We saw Foni in early summer. That was in March or April.
That's good. In South America, any evidence? South America?
In South America, sir.
Australia?
I don't know actually.
Forest fires?
But our sea level is rising, it is believed, sir, because of climate change, and glaciers are melting in Antarctica and Arctic Ocean, and in we see photos of glaciers.
So, in this kind of very critical situation,
sir,
climate crisis is upon us. So, what is the world community, international community?
Sir.
So, what are they doing about it? Have you arrived at any concrete action plan?
Sir, results we could see in like in ozone layer, sir. It is we can see the ozone layer, sir. Now it is improving, sir. After the
what are these nationally determined goals? What are they?
One is the Paris climate we signed in 2016, which is about to move from conventional energy to renewable energy like solar energy and nuclear energy.
What are our commitments?
Our commitments is we are now promoting electronic vehicles.
Are we on target? Proportionate targets, are we? Because it's quite some time back. Are we honoring our commitment?
I think, sir, we are also
we are on target.
Not target, but we are actually
promoting annual proportional target.
No, sir.
We are below target or no?
I don't know.
We don't have an idea. What is carbon budget? We are talking about some historical baggage in this regard, Purnendu.
Sir.
No, the argument of the developing nations is, in the past, the industrialized nation, they abused nature.
Sir. Yes.
They emitted a lot of carbon.
Sir.
And then now they colonized us.
Sir.
Now only we are industrializing.
Sir.
No, now suddenly you stop, go there.
Yes.
So there is no justice here.
Yes.
Do you think there is merit in that argument?
I think, sir, countries like China and India are in developing phase. And they are already developed in 18th century, 19th century, so they emit a lot of carbon dioxide. And now they are talking about.
But then climate crisis is not going to wait for history to get even. So what do we do in such a situation?
Sir,
climate has no sense of history.
Sir.
There is a crisis upon the humanity. We are in a time. So how do we resolve this?
I think, sir, in India, sir, per capita carbon emission is low as compared to other countries. we are having population like we are 1.45 billion, sir. But other country like
good. No, PURNENDU, recently we saw Taliban taking over Afghanistan.
sir,
Even as Americans were leaving.
sir,
So even before could they predict they were in Kabul. It was a very desperate situation. So we were seeing in the TV and all, there was a particular scene which showed the desperation of the Afghan people.
sir.
What is that scene?
Sir, in Kabul airport, sir, a lot of Afghanistan people they gathered there and they were just.
Tell me one scene.
Once in, sir, one boy he fell from.
Desperately clinging,
Yes.
and then he fell.
He fell from the aeroplane, sir.
What happened to him?
He died, sir. He died.
That shows the desperation.
Yes, he desperate to keep from Afghanistan from the.
PURNENDU,
Barbaric
recently in Russia there were elections.
Sir,
Putin's party of the United Russia, it won the election.
yes,
Isn't
sir.
it? What was the second party which lost the election? What is the name of the party?
Sir, I'm not aware.
Communist party. But does it tell something about the Communist Party in Russia
Yes, sir.
coming a very distant second? You are not aware. is it?
Not aware.
Okay. Sir.
So you are from Kalahandi district.
Yes, sir. I'm great.
What is about the Kalahandi? The name Kalahandi,
Sir.
does it mean anything?
Sir, it has sir, 2-3 views which are there to describe, sir, what would be the meaning of this name, sir. One is, sir, it is because of its black soil, they call Kalahandi. And another view is, sir, it might be because of there is similar places like Kudhandi and Chandahandi and Nandahandi is there in Navarangpur and in Korakut area, sir. Which are called, sir, in Bastar area, sir, like for Nandahandi, the Nanda wound, they call it, and for Chandahandi, the Chanda wound. So earlier names, sir, it was called Karonda in Kalahandi, because it was its earlier name. Karonda, it became in Odia, it Karahandi. So some beliefs that it might be because of corruption of the word Kara to Kala because of its because black soil beliefs. And other is, sir, other views that, sir, it might be because of its rich art and culture, like we have.
Kalahandi didn't have any art and architecture. Nothing specific about Kalahandi. Is there anything?
Yes, sir, we have prehistoric art in Kudhandi caves. That is one. This could be one of the regions which shows Kalahandi.
Prehistoric caves, is it?
Yes.
How old is the name?
Karonda, sir, it was called Karonda till around 18th and 19th century. It was still called Karonda. It believes, sir, as it came, Karonda was because of its available of Karondam, that is Manika Pathara, as Manikeshwari deity. It is named because of its Manikya availability in Manikya in Kalahandi regions.
You understand what is Karundam? What is that mineral?
Gemstone.
It is a kind of gemstone. Okay, what are the qualities of a good governance? Can you tell us something about what is the quality of a good governance?
I think good governance of that governance are where there should be a participation from the people, and there should be transparency in the governance, and there should be corruption free, and there should be people to government connections, and there should be governance should be have a time limit in delivering the facilities to the people.
Can 5T be an attribute of good governance?
Yes, sir. IT is One is technology, and then time limit, and another is transformation, and another is transparency.
So this can be the qualities of good governance.
In my opinion, sir, this would be
Okay. So nowadays we are talking about sustainable development.
sir.
What does it mean, sustainable development? Why we are promoting this?
For promoting, because sir, we need to think of future generations also. We need to develop at the same time, sir. We need to think about future generation, right? We are using the resources, but we need to have a conscience about future generation. We need to focus on those resources like which could be renewable, and development could be like in agriculture. We should promote farming like which are less water consuming.
Okay. In your area,
Sir.
have you experienced any kind of corruption
Yes, sir. It
in the
is.
system?
Yes, sir.
What kind of corruption is
Like
there?
in corruption, like in Biju Pakka Ghar Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, sir. They first helped to they took some commissions and
Who takes corruption?
yes, middlemen and
What is the kind of fund flow? Who gives the fund? To whom? And how the fund flow takes place so that corruption comes down?
sir, whatever that, sir. Those who get it, they say, sir.
They say that they have to pay some commission.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any other?
Other sir, in like in our areas, sir, construction local roads are properly, sir. In after 2-3 years, sir, it get damaged.
But do you think there is corruption in that? Local road construction?
I think corruption is also there, sir.
So, how?
Then sir, not building proper roads.
Achha. Can you think of any kind of solution to take away these corruptions? Can we meet these challenges?
I think, sir, we need to aware the public first. Aware the public, and we could use technology in this technology.
Suppose in your Awas Yojana, as you told that somebody is taking some commission,
Sir.
how to control that?
I think, sir, here, yes, sir,
Where you suppose get a chance to get into the civil service,
Sir.
you will be facing these consequences.
sir,
Then what can be your vision to this?
I think, sir, I will promote the technology in this where people, those who are beneficiaries of Biju Pakka Ghar Yojana, sir, they could like in app or portal have like now, sir, everybody has mobile, sir. So they are all connected to internet. So technology, they could complain that this is happening in our areas without revealing their name. They could complain about these things, sir. So from there, we could know the problems and where it is exactly happening, and we could target those where if it is happening.
Okay.
Purnendu,
Sir,
you are a geology student.
sir.
What is a virus?
So biology is it behaves like, sir, without any, if it is outside any living body, sir, it behaves like a non-living being, sir. When it goes into a living being, it behaves like a living, like it replicates it, but when it is not in any living being, sir, it behaves like non-living being. It has RNA.
It is RNA. There is no DNA.
Most of virus has RNA.
What is RNA? What is DNA?
RNA is a single stranded. It is a ribonucleic acid, and DNA is it is a double stranded and twisted in its structure, and it is deoxyribonucleic acid.
Is there any difference other than this? What is uracil? Thymine?
Sir, there is difference, sir. I'm not able to check.
In RNA, that is uracil,
Sir,
and in DNA it is
I'm not aware.
further. Okay. What is euthanasia?
Euthanasia, where sir, as we have right to life, and in euthanasia, it is that we should also have right to die. So in euthanasia, someone wants, if we want to die, sir, he should have a right. So he should has to have a right to die.
Why? Why one should die? Why?
If he is like in situation like someone is in having pain because in some conditions we in subconsciously or unconsciously we feel also pain. In those times because of some mental pressure or because of some other things that they don't want to bear those pains and they want to die.
Life becomes unbearable.
Yes, sir, it's become one.
Have you heard color blindness?
Yes, sir, I have heard about it.
What is that?
The color blindnesses are like they don't see colors like they only see in color blindness and they see mostly blue colors and other colors they can't see.
You know it or you don't know it?
Not like I'm not exactly, I don't know what it is.
Is there genetic disease?
Yes, sir, it is genetic disease.
How? How it is genetic? Is it recessive or it is a dominant gene?
Sir, I don't know more about.
In government,
Sir,
there are so many schemes going on, developmental schemes.
sir,
You have an idea about Kaliya Yojana?
yes, sir.
Kon-
Sir, it is cross-up assistance for livelihood and income augmentation. We transfer money directly to the account of beneficiaries, small farmers and marginal farmers and landless laborers. It is to, as most of the farmers are debt-ridden, we transfer money to them so they could use those money for buying seeds and buying fertilizers for cropping.
Other than that, any insurance package?
There is insurance package also. We provide insurance to farmers and
In Kodandi, who is the dominant tribe?
Kolandis are we major tribes like Kontha tribe and Kond tribe and Batoda tribe, and sir we have Dongoria Kontha tribe, Kutia Kontha tribe in Yamgiri region, sir.
Why they are called tribes?
They're called tribes because they have they like to live in isolation. They show characteristics like shyness to mainstream society. Then they have their own they follow their own rituals and they have their own cultures, customs they have, and they are marginal and we saw poverty among them.
All right, this is your first interview, PURNENDU?
First interview in active loss.
No, but no. Okay. you have seen, you have had mock interviews elsewhere.
Yes, sir.
Well, good. Ketala karchun jepno?
Sir.
How ketala karchun di?
Most sir agru mutuida.
Karchun di. Yeah. So how do you feel? You feel more confident
So now I think I'm.
You are confident.
Sir.
When is your interview?
My interview is on 28th September.
Okay. This is your. I mean, what's your age?
My age is right now, sir. I'm 26 years old.
You have done well, Purnendu. That is our opinion. Sir, but colorblind. Where he asked, I mean, where it's a science question, factual position.
Sir.
Unless it's a general question.
Sir.
So probably you have to
could not answer it.
Factual science question, I guess.
Why they are called color blindness? It's a blind to color, but 3 colors would not be identified in human body.
Sir.
Therefore, they have problem in identifying the traffic colors,
Sir.
signals. It is a genetic character due to recessive gene.
Sir.
And mostly the male people are affected and females are carrier.
Sir.
Okay.
Otherwise, your answers are very good. Governance, participation, thing, and then he said responsive government and all those things. Afghanistan, climate change. Conceptual, very clear. About your Kalahandi also, prehistoric things and all.
Sir.
So, your area where you know, I think there's a lot of depth and also there's a lot of empathy and you will make a good civil servant. Any question you would like to ask us, because we are stopping here for want of time. You would like to ask any question?
Which section, but this section, in which section they could ask to opines opinion based question.
Current local. No, even for instance, today there is a news. Our Union Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has requested the states, because Andhra and Odisha, the border dispute is becoming intense.
Sir.
Okay, so he has requested the Chief Minister to have talks, continuous, intensive talks, and resolve it with the maturity and everything. So this is a very development. Anything can be developed. Who would have thought? China and India we can understand. 60 years is going on. Suddenly it is erupting here and there. Water disputes. So local, national, international, economic, climate, a lot of things. Don't worry about it. You are well of this. We have so we have answers to you. Very good. But if you pointed science question like that, sorry sir, I am not aware. Where you remember something, sir? If I can make a guess, hazard a guess, say that. Factually, yes or no, that kind black and white, don't that manner. Okay. Sorry.
I think he's alright. You're alright. The thing is, don't feel sicky. And there is a fear psychosis from your body language coming up. Don't reveal that. You are supposed to be a civil servant. So that personality will not work.
Okay.
You have to be upfront. Okay.
But in other words, this is not a student-teacher, that kind of a paradigm. It is basically a man who will, any day you can cross over to this side. Will be an administrator, magistrate, subdivisional magistrate, police officer. So you should get into that frame of mind. No longer a teacher or a thesis board. No, it's not. So you are an equal, that kind of thing. You are a potential officer who will be DM, secretary, that kind of thing. So get into that frame of mind politely. Not that you should become arrogant, no. So, but you officer-like quality. That's what Sari is saying. So put up the
rest of the things you think you can do well, prepare whatever current knowledge.
Correct. And if you are comfortable, because you look still boyish if you don't take a boyish appearance, very handsome appearance, but a little boyish. So you are used to wearing a tie?
Sir, I will wear tie.
Oh, you are comfortable and okay.
And dadi chhado ki dadi kato?
No, sir, I will shave it.
Shave it so. So this is a point. Be confident. Very important.
After selection, hobby badminton.
Badminton. They will ask questions. So who are the people who got a second medal in Olympics? Successively, in the successive Olympic Games, one of our Indian nations got a second medal.
PV Sindhu.
Oh,
this
yes.
year.
And who else in Paralympics?
Pramod Phagat from Odisha.
Oh,
He won the gold medal.
Good.
And in India, para badminton.
Sir, I'm not aware of that.
That's a good question. Really. Since you put in there,
Indian badminton players.
Oh.
So the Indian badminton
it's a sure question.
Indian players are Saina Nehwal
Mm.
and Jwala Gupta,
Mm.
PV Sindhu,
Mm.
B. Sai Pranit,
Mm.
and Srikanth Kidambi.
Okay. Anyway, be up to date because since you have given it there, so there is bound to be there.
Sir.
So there you can
Good,
get
sir.
up to date. Okay.
Good.
You will make it wonderful, Purnendu.
Sir.
And be confident.
Sir.
Okay. The role is different. Role is not a research scholar, but a potential officer.
Sir,
All the best.
thank you. Sir.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, is it good be able to knock the door? In also?
Yes.
Not necessary,
Yeah.
not necessary, not necessary.
Ah.
You can open the
Yeah.
door and
It
just
is
stand there and,
But it again shows you are hesitant. Be spontaneous. Whatever occurs, they are not going to be. You are a very polite person. Visible.
Sir.
Be polite.
It's a knock for you.
they are asked to come.
Ah,
So
ah.
there is no point of
There is no
knocking.
point of knocking.
But they can open the door, stand there, sir, may I come, sir?
Ah.
That is a good
They
question.
gather there, बुझले गए.
Sir.
Feel at home. बुझले
Sir.
गए. Be polite to them. बुझले गए. Don't be disrespectful. Polite. Feel at home. That is the whole point.
Sir.
Don't be. ये point to do. Don't worry. Spontaneous. Okay. All the best.
Thank you,
Purnendu. God bless you.
Thank you, sir.
Basic arithmetic, he has already done 3 and then you're going on, that means you are still very hesitant. Don't hesitate, okay?
Sir.
It a third interview.
Then
Tell
two other
mark
places
it.
you have taken.
And
Where you have
second-
taken? Where you have taken?
Coordination.
No, sir. Bani ke
How?
around
Good. Bala.
ठीक है, it's good.
Mock पर এটা
it actually my first time. Around Bani ke हाँ.
ठीक है, ठीक
Okay.
okay.
Purnendu,
I think
it's
all
a
this
personality
will-
test, you are a good personality. Be happy, okay?
will succeed this time.
Thanks.
All the best.
See you.
Thanks.